السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. مرحبا بالجميع. Hello, how are you? How is
عليكم
everyone?
السلام.
مرحبا.
عظم الله أجرك دكتور.
أجرنا وأجركم إن شاء الله. يعطيكم العافية. جزاكم الله خير. So as you know يعني الحمد لله رب العالمين. Everyone goes through hard times in his life يعني, and it's very important to know how to cope with this life because life continues, and sometimes it's always very very touching when you lose someone that's is very close to your heart, and then you feel more يعني, you feel the more pain when you know that that you may not have spent good time enough with whom do you care and whom do you love and whom do you want to be with. So make good time with your beloved ones, and sometimes before it's too late. So take care. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So where are we? So last time we had stopped with the matrix. Last time we had stopped with a tree diagram, and the tree diagram we have taken an example of how to plan for your studies, for your future career, and it was a good example to do some strategic way of thinking and putting a tree diagram in that regards. Today we are going to take some another tool, which is matrix diagram, and now this diagram is also very useful. And we are going to take an example again. We'd like to take examples that are more related and more related to something that you already apply in our life, or something that you're going to do in your profession, career selection soon. So we are going to take example of that. So matrix diagram, I think so, like many people do use it again. Why they have relationship between ideas, activities, dimensions, and these relationships that they have, they reflect it in a matrix just to become easier. And sometimes when it becomes very complicated, we use symbols or we use numerical values just to make our selection easier. But still my words are not clear to you because we didn't take an example, even though the steps which are later. Here we are talking about the steps. Select the factors affecting the successful plan. Select the appropriate format. Determine the relationship symbols. All of these are not clear if you don't take an example. So I prefer that we read the steps later after we have a good idea about what we want to do in a matrix diagram, in a real example, and then we are going to look at the steps that we need to do. So what we are going to take is the matrix diagram today, and the example that we are going to present is that you want to join or you want to select, not join, you want to select the best employer. Okay, you want to select the best employer. I don't know why it's all caps I'm using, but there's some reason. Okay, so I want to select the best employer. I should select the best employer, the one who I'm going to be working at, the working place that I'm going to be working in at a certain time. So for example, I'm going to take an example that what happened is that I had many different options to select. So here what I do have, I have rows and columns. So I don't know how to write that. So I have rows and I have columns. And I'm not fussy about what is on the row and what is the column, because it's always, it depends on the problem actually. So for our case, for example, I'm going to put on the rows the options. I'm going to put on the column size the factors. What do you mean? For example, so I want to join Bobco. I have an offer from Bobco. Okay, I have another offer. Let me put all the lines here عشان بس يكون أحلى شوي. Like that. Okay, what else we have? يعني I think this is good enough. And I'm going to put options here. I want to join Bobco. I want to join GPIC. I have another offer from GPIC. I have a third offer from Alba. I have a fourth offer from Benegas. And I have a fifth offer from Yokogawa. I don't know if you want more than that. Do you have another place you want me to mention here? This is good enough? Okay. And if I talk about factors, and I also need your help now about the factors. So I'm going to put the factors as like I'm going to select which one to choose, either Bobco or GPIC or Alba or Berengas or Yokogawa, based on what? Based on the salary. And second option, let me again adjust my lines. This becomes easier. So the second point, for example, let me ask you, what else? On what basis do you select the place that you're going to work at?
In my opinion, the salary is going to be like not the first option. It depends on the environment of the factory itself, the people, how they act with you.
Environment. I was going to write the word environment, Aslan. Okay, so the environment. Hello. So the environment means the people, as Ahmed said, you're going to be dealing with. It's not easy to know, but you can ask before joining any company about the environment. And it is different from all the places that you can see here. It is different. Sometimes people leave a certain place because of the environment. I can explain if you want me to explain more in details, Annie, with some examples. What else factors do we have?
Safety.
Safety. Hello. That's a good point, actually. I did not write this in my I was preparing myself, but I did not write safety. Safety is a good point. Bad.
Insurance.
Insurance. MashaAllah alayk. I think you worked before it. Bad.
The offers which the company give for the employees.
So what do they call them? They don't call them offers. You're right, يعني طبعا, but they don't call them offers. They call them.
Yeah, I forgot the word itself.
أنا بعد نسيت.
Promotions.
Yeah.
شلون؟
Promotions.
لا, it's not about the promotion is another point. يعني I was going to mention that يعني if there is an opportunity for future profession.
هو المكافآت بس ما أعرف شنو بالإنجليزي.
I'm going to try the benefits يعني حاليا. يعني there is also another words other than the benefits يعني but يعني so there are additional benefits that you get. Other يعني if you go for example to Bobco, they have their own beach. You can get some offers يعني health center as well, swimming pool. يعني there are many things that if you go to Bobco you're going to have access, which really adds as a value. Hello. Promotion here, I mean that there are many opportunities for you to get promoted. Okay, and I wrote that in my preparation as future progression. So it's about progression. You're progressing or promoting to one stage to another stage. Bad. Do you want to put more?
التقاعد اللي هم.
التقاعد. Okay.
بعد benefit مال نفس البنفيت يعني بتصير.
اي بعد صح يعني التقاعد ممكن تدخل بعد في البنفيت. يعني you're right. ممكن تدخل في البنفيتس. أنا أكتبها. It's not easy to know. So we have the last point which we mentioned, اللي هو التقاعد, pension. And what do you have as benefits there? Hello, I think so. We had many good points here. And this is the simple, you saw that the matrix diagram is something that is straightforward, and all of you, like, we know this. Yeah, we already did it. We did not know that it was called a matrix diagram, or someone made it to something official, like a very official QC tool, quality control tool, right? So I know it is simple, but it's always good to do an example and apply it. So here we have the options. Here we have the factors. So what we are going to add, we are going to add scores. And the score that we are going to add here is from 1 to 10. So that means, for example, if how much I'm going to score for Bobco in terms of salary. So I want to score, for example, 8 out of 10. I want to score for GPIC 9 out of 10, Benegas 5 out of 10. I'm just giving examples. I don't mean that they're less or more. So the one that you feel that, in your opinion, that has a better salary, you want to give it a higher score. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to do, is about the score. The second thing that we also do, which is not always easy to do, is the weights. Weights, that means they need to add to 100% or to 1, which means that we have now many different factors: salary, environment, safety, assurance, and so on. Now, all of them are of the same weight or not? So for example, you have a very high salary, but مثلا they don't have a lot of benefits. Okay, but in GPIC you have a lower salary, but you have a lot of higher benefits. Now, which one you're going to select? Our salary is equal to benefits or not? I can give you another example, which is maybe better. And his salary, Bobco is going to give you 1,000 BD. But for example, I'm just all examples, and it's not true. But the environment is not very friendly, مثلا. And you go to GPIC, the salary is, for example, 700 BD, not 1,000. But the environment is really good. Now, which one has higher weight? Some of you will put higher weight for environment, and I have seen this in my life. And people go from salary of about 1,500 BD to another place of about 1,000 BD. So it's 500 BD difference تقريبا. And I'm talking about an example just 1 month ago. And they just shifted from one place to another just because of the environment. The salary was not very important. When I'm talking about some person who's already in work for some time, 10 years in a job place. It's different from a person who's just joining. He doesn't know the environment. He knows more about the salary. So maybe he doesn't care about the environment. Wallah بيكرفوني ليل نهار. They're going to make me work day and night, 24/7. I don't care, as long I'm going to get a very good salary, 1,000 BD, mashallah. I just graduated. So it depends. So here, when I say weight, that means I may want to add weights, like, for example, I want to put more weight on salary, like 40%. And then I'm going to put on safety, like 20%. And then I'm going to put on the rest, whatever, the environment, insurance, maybe insurance 10%. And how much do I have? I have 60, 70, 80. And on the environment, I'm going to put 10%. And then on the promotion, I'm going to put 5% and another 5% for تقاعد مثلا. So I don't mean that we're going to use this now. This is our best thing. You may change it if you like. I'm just giving an example that reflects how you're going to use your matrix diagram. So what did we do so far in our matrix diagram? We put our goal. And our goal here was to select the best employer. And next step, we are going to put columns and rows. Now, on the columns, I put factors. On the rows, I put the options. It could be the other way. It could be the factors here on the row side and the options on the column side. There's no rule about that. It depends on you. And then we need to score. We did not start scoring yet. Okay, but we are going to start in a moment. And then weights, we are going to add or put some weights on each one. Why? Because we want to say that salary, for example, has a much higher weight than safety. And I'm just mentioning that, but it is different from one person to another. These weights are different from one person to another. And for example, I have one of my friends, he just left, yeah, subhanallah, he left, he's a doctor, a medical doctor, and his age is about 32 or something, so he was one of my students one day. So his age is 32, I think it's more. عموما, he graduated, he went to, he took his master's degree as a medical doctor, which means he's very close to become an istishari. Okay, and so he's not only a specialist now, so he's very close to become a consultant, a very big person. He wants to open his future in his own clinic. Very beautiful story, right? He was just told that he has one of the diseases, and this disease does not allow him to work for very long hours, and hours that are under pressure. And why? Because this disease is a mental disease. It could cause him that he cannot even think. So what happens is that he decided to leave his work. So he left his work. And imagine now, for this person who's going to work, now he's searching for another place to work. Of course, the most important for him is the environment and safety. And he doesn't care about salary now, because now he has something more important, which is life. Okay, so he doesn't really care about salary. He has very low weight for salary and has more weight on environment and safety. And alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I just talked to him 2 days ago, and he's still in the middle of that. So you can see that these weights are different from one person to another. It's always different. Hello, after we did this, now it's our turn now to start doing our calculation. Okay, we are going to do our calculation now. Okay, great. Let's start with the salary part. Okay, salary. Now from 1 to 10, how much you are going to score for Bobco from 1 to 10, and then GPIC, we're going to go one by one. So starting with the Bobco, what is the score from 1 to 10?
7.
7 مثلا. Others, what do we want to say?
8.
8. No. Bad. I'll just put one number. بعد في أحد غير؟
Can we take
Okay.
as a fraction, like 7.5?
Yes. You always can put a fraction. No one can say no to you in this house. So I'm going to put it 7.5. Hello. It's not usual, by the way, Annie, but it is okay, totally okay. I can tell you that it is definitely okay. GPIC, كم تعطونها?
10.
Okay. When you say 10, that means you already know about the salary scale of GPIC. Ahmed Adel?
Yes.
Okay,
7.
because I was surprised for you to say 10, يعني. What about others? Do you have an idea, or you're against that?
7.
لا دكتور، على واحدة فيهم اللي هي ألبا. عندي فكرة عن الشركات هذه. على شيء ألبا، أقل شيء كوغاوا.
Okay, wow. ما شاء الله عليكم. So
لأن أعرف
GPI.
ناس فيها.
So what about GPIC? شو تبون نحط لها؟ نحط لها 7 8.
هي أكثر من بابكو.
هي أكثر من بابكو. صحيح. هي أكثر من بابكو. So I'll put it as 8. Some of you said 7, 10, 7 and 10, يعني 8.5. يلا كلها fractions. and Alba.
البا هي على واحد فيهم 10 خلتنا 9.
انت عندك 10 وفي واحد قال 8 so I put 9 يعني. So Benegas, do you have an idea?
7.
اي بالضبط. Benegas they have a lower salary than Bobco. Okay. You see, like it's very important. You can ask and always get this information يعني. Yokogawa.
5 عطى أو أقل بعد. 700 راتبهم بس.
Okay. If 5, someone else wants to say something else? I'll put 5.
Doctor, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the average salary for a fresh chemical engineering student? The average, like, if you have an answer.
لا يعني it's different. يعني Yokogawa you will get, for example, 450 BD when you start, maximum 500 يعني مثلا. Benegas you will get 600. Bobco you will get 700, something like that. GPIC you will get maybe 850, especially with the shift, and you can get more. Alba you will get about 900 BD, but Alba has other issues that I don't want to speak out, and maybe with other issues with other factors.
البا في السيفتي عندهم high voltage.
اي exactly يعني so there are others بالضبط يعني نفس ما انت قلت يعني. Okay, so I think so we are happy now. And I answered Ahmed يعني with the range of salaries that you're talking about a fresh graduate. Okay, great. Now the environment. What about the environment? Bobco, environment in Bobco. Do you have an idea ولا ما عندكم idea?
6 عطها.
Okay, 6. 6, that means it's not a very good environment, huh? By the way, يعني نص
ايه. أقل شوي.
GPIC. طبعا maybe some of you are against it يعني مو بلازم حسان يقول أي شيء وتصدقونه يعني. زين.
Yeah, everything in life is relative.
It's relative صح؟ يعني عموما we are just doing this for the sake of the example, so we can go on. GPIC
8.
Okay. ماشي 8. If someone is not happy with the 8, he just can speak out يعني. So 8. Alba. Very difficult to say صح؟
4-3.
Who said 4?
أنا محمود.
من؟
محمود.
اوكي بس انا ما عرفت من اسال. محمود you said 4. في بالك شيء؟
سمعت واجد سوالف يعني عن واجد معاملتهم كيفه
دكتور مين كتب 3؟
Okay. But I'm not against it because I know there are many stories. Okay, so it looks like يعني many people are getting many stories from Alba. Okay, what about Benegas?
ما يختلفون وايد يعني. أعطهم 5.
Okay, Yokogawa.
يوكوغاوا بعد مو بزين. إني أعرف واحد هناك يعني مسيطرين عليه اليابانيين والهنود، فالعرب ما يناسبهم وايد. الشركة شوي صايرة متحيزة للآسيويين.
معنى والله أنا دخلت عرب وايد دخلت هناك بس يعني
فيهم عرب أعرف بعد.
بس الحين الهنود واليابانيين مسيطرين يعني اليابانيين مسيطرين بشكل عام لان هم شركاتهم. بس الهنود صدق مسيطرين هناك. اي يعني sorry to say this يعني I'm talking about the Indian community that they have some kind of a lobby in Yokogawa where they also make sure that they don't allow some other nationalities from entering that lobby. And this acts as an advantage for some of us, and maybe it acts as a disadvantage for some of us. Okay, so I'm just reflecting that because this is something that happens in many places. And by the way, even in GPIC, they had some kind of another lobby, which is also selecting some people at some place. Even Alba, wherever you go, you will have something like that. I don't want to go into the details of this, but I think so mashallah alaykum you already know when you're trying to talk about what are the nationalities that are very very well spread out in that company. So I'll put 4 Yokogawa, for example, this environment. Safety wise, Babco, safety
8.
8. Babco is very safe, by the way, very safe.
ايه وايد يهتمون فيه.
Hey. GPIC
9.
9. Okay. Alba
2.
Mahmoud.
I vote for 2 as well.
Okay, both of you have taken training in Alba شكلكم.
لا بس فوت السامعين.
Okay. 2 Benegas.
Let's say 9.
Benegas 9.
Since it's my senior project about it, so I don't want to be not fair with them.
Well, your senior project is well, I have kept a 5 for them. Okay. Okay, I'll put 6. Yani they have issues with safety. Okay, they have many issues with safety, and I don't want to go to the details. Yani Yokogawa.
عندهم اخطار بس حط لهم اي رقم.
Yes, I think so. Yokogawa is very safe. To be honest.
لانه ما في تعامل مع اشياء خطره.
Exactly, يعني you may be asked to work 1 month in a desert in Saudi Arabia for about not 1 month, maybe 3 months, and but still safe to some extent, but I'm just giving an example, a real example. Okay, it's not an example from my head. Okay, it's a real example. Sometimes it becomes tough to work in an isolated place, far away from everyone. You have only few people that you see every day in front of your eyes. You see machines more than anything else, but still safe. It's still safe. عموما, that is not fortunate, but the first days of your life, it could always be like that. The environment could be tough when you work at Yokogawa. Insurance, maybe these are more details, difficult parts. Do you have ideas?
8 او 9 نفس الشيء.
Okay.
عندهم تامين صحي للموظفين كلهم.
They have something good, even GPIC,
Yeah.
they are very good. What about Alba?
Mahmoud will say 1.
Yeah.
Do you know
As I
about the
know
insurance?
Even including some family members, not only the one who's working.
Okay, so they have an insurance program. This is what you're saying.
Yes.
زين خلينا نحطهم 9. ايش ورانا يعني. Benegas, I think so most of them they have something good, the companies بشكل عام.
8.
8. Hello. Yokogawa. They have, but less than others. Okay. I'm telling you because I worked with them as a quality consultant with Yokogawa. So they have something there. I worked at GPIC and I also worked as a consultant at Yokogawa. These are the 2 places that I worked with them. The other places I did not work with them. I just have training programs. I ran a training program in Alba. I ran a training program in Babco. In Benegas, I have a lot of things with them. Benefits. So other benefits is not easy now to say. بس بحط the numbers just for the sake that all of them they have good benefits. Promotion. Oh, okay. I'll go to the last one. تقاعد. I'll provide it with the same numbers. What about the promotion? Do you have any idea? Can you get easy promoted in Babco or GPIC Alba? عندكم فكرة?
Like if someone who was working at the beginning and then he did the master, so they will promote him.
Okay, good. So I'm saying which one is easier to do. يعني if you're working at Benegas, is better, or Bobco? Do you have more opportunities to become يعني a supervisor? Oh my God, I forgot one important تطوير. How did I forget this? زين. تطوير is really important. I should have added يعني. We'll go for one go again with تطوير. Again with promotion, is it easy to get promoted in these companies?
I think it's really hard in Elba and Bobka, and as I heard from Kagawa now.
Yes, Yokogawa definitely is also the same. It's very difficult. GPIC, you get more opportunities, and it's a very clear process. And GPIC is a clear process, which is fair to the person. For Benegas, it's very difficult to say. I'll put a 6. صراحة, I'm not sure about this number. Okay, so going to Tatwir. So Tatwir, I would add as a salary as maybe 8. For the environment, it depends. يعني I'll put a 7. For safety, they have some issues with safety. I'll put a 7. Insurance programs, they are يعني شوي of the less ones. For insurance programs, they also are the less ones that they have benefits. So I'll put the less. And for promotion, they have areas for promotion there. So I think so I'll put a 7. Oh, mashallah, كلها 7. And then, so let's put a 7 for the last one. Juran. Okay, so now with this example that we have done for the matrix diagram, where we had all the factors here and we had the options here, and we already selected, we had added the scores, we had put the weights. Now we can do a calculation without the weights, and then we do a calculation with the weights, just to see the weight idea. It has a different result. Of course, it has a different results, because if you don't put weights, that means all of them are of equal weights. So we would not consider that in your calculation because it will cancel out. So let's do it. The total, I'm going to add the total. The total for Bobco is like this, going from the left to the right. So I'm going to add the total. So I'm having some points. Okay, 14 plus 18 is 42, 50, 56, 53, 63.5. If I did something wrong, tell me, Yani. 13, 22, 22 plus 18, 40, 48, 56.5. 14 plus 18, 42, 47, 56. And we have, I'm just adding without the weights, huh? بدون الويتس. 14 plus 16, 40, 51, 58. 12, 19 plus 16 is 35. 35 plus 9 is 44. And this one, 7 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 42, 50. So you can see that يعني now.
في غلط دكتور في حسبتك. ما ادري وين، بس في غلط في الحسبة.
صدق في غلط في الحسبة.
تجيبك مفروض اول اعلى واحدة فيهم، بس يا غلطان في بابكو تقريبا.
بحسب مرة ثانية. 16 9 multiplied by 4.
I have calculator.
36, 43. 43 plus 16 is 59.5.
And the first one is 53.5.
اوكي يعني هذه معناتها 53.5 عليه، وهذه 60 اظن
59.5.
59.5 لان اكيد فيها 0.5.
ألبا 46.
ألبا 46 ما شاء الله. انا شقح عيال. Oh my god.
And Benegas is 48, not 50, 58.
48. Hello.
All are correct.
Okay, great. So our selection here is يعني JPEG. You can see that our selection here is JPEG. طبعا again selection is JPEG is just this is an example because again these numbers were done يعني in a group. When you do it by yourself, you may do it differently, and you will have different numbers here. But you can see how we managed here to select our best option through using the matrix diagram. So the matrix diagram is a very good option and a very good tool that would help us to select our best option. Hello, great. What about, let's see if we apply the weights, because we already said that we want to consider the weights, and we add a higher weight for the salary, for example, and so on. So if you will apply the weights, which one will be the best option? On the weights, I cannot.
I did the weight calculation. I'll give you the numbers.
يعطيك العافية والله. قولي.
7.7.
هي 7.
I did it as a percentage, so
Hello.
it's all reduced. Okay. 8.6.
8.6.
6.8.
6.8.
6.8 again. 6.2.
6.
And then 7.4.
7.4. يعني ما شاء الله يعني very luckily we are getting again GPIC يعني still has the higher option. So you can see that option number 1 and option number 2, like this one is GPIC is 1, Bobco is number 2. In this case for the weight it's still the same, 1 and 2. And for these two, Alba and Benegas, يعني maybe we can say option 3 and 4, but for while using the weights they have this same option. Here still the same. This one is higher than that, and with the weights still 7.4 is higher than 6.2. Hello, والله ممتاز عجيب والله عجيب. So you can see that we had decided, for example, to select GPIC. This way is something that you will do in life. يعني I still remember that I did not do this, but I did it for my wife. She was going to select 3 different places, and we started putting these details and so on. And then what I'm talking about here, and we are talking about selecting a profession. This is also done for the tendering. I don't know if you know what is the meaning of tendering. You know tenders, tenders. ما تعرفون يعني it has nothing to do with stake and tender line ولا شو اسمه يعني ما شيء كذي يعني it has nothing to do with stakes. آخر ربي. Okay, tenders يعني مناقصة. Okay, so for example, I want someone to do a market survey. I want someone to do a market survey at University of Bahrain. If we need to open a pharmaceutical, a BSc, if you want to open a BSc program in pharmaceutical industry, or any BSc in pharmaceutical, يعني خليتني write industry الحين وخلاص يعني I will not be fussy about the name of the exact program. We were planning something like that in University of Bahrain in chemical engineering department. Okay, so here, for example, when you do a market survey, usually in many places, what do? They say, well, we don't have the experience and we don't have the time to do the market survey. So we are going to put that on newspaper that please any company that has the capability of doing this, please come and apply. So they apply and submit their tender documents. Okay, and there's a template where they fill those tender documents. So they submit their tender documents. The company or company number 1, company number 2, company number 3, they submit their documents, and then you study each document. How do you study each document? All of them are studied usually using the matrix diagram. When you start putting what? You start putting the options. Which company has the best option? So which company has the best options? And what are the factors for you to decide which company has the best option? Okay, so by the way, you're going to decide here which one has the best option. So that is another example. That is another example of where you can use the matrix diagram through the tendering process. Other examples, if you want to look at, for example, here's another example. This is a very trivial example. This is very straightforward. It's an easy example, not like the ones that we have already applied. So for example, here we have an example where there's a restaurant manager. He wants to improve the customer dining experience. Customer dining experience. So when the customer gets in, he has a very good experience inside the restaurant. So what did he do? He added the options and the options that he had. And طبعا it's very confusing here. I don't like this. يعني حالات الoptions to be taken to the top there. So the options that he has to do is to improve the quality of food. It's part of improving dining experience, okay? Improve quality of food. Or to improve the dining experience, I'm going to improve the quality of service. Or if I want to improve the dining experience, I will increase the budget for decoration. So I will decorate the place from inside to have a better dining experience. Or I'm going to have more staff members. And more staff members, what do I mean? That means instead of one person serving 10 people, I will have maybe three persons serving 10 people. So they'll become more attentive, more responsive. Remember the factors, quality terms. I'm using the quality terms here. More attentive, more responsive. Maybe I'm going to decrease the menu price, or I'm going to increase the menu choices. All of these are different ideas, many different ideas that I want to decide based on which I'm going to improve the dining experience. And what are the factors I'm going to consider here is food, staff. ليش أنا أحس بالعكس يعني? I feel that these are the factors and these are the options. The factors or options are confusing me. And if I'm going to have the factors, say these are the factors, I want to improve the food, I want to improve the staff and atmosphere. And now he wants to decide as a restaurant manager, should I concentrate on improving the food? Should I concentrate on improving the staff? Should I concentrate on improving the atmosphere? And then he's going to put what? He's going to put some scores from 1 to 5. And here he decided that he will not put 2 and he will not put 4. He will just add what? He will just add either 1 or 3 and 5. It is all based on your criteria. Okay, so this is the guy and he decided to do this. And then of course he started putting the numbers. Of course we're not going to do this example now, but I'm just telling you that this is one example where you can do the option and to find out which one has the better dining experience. With the example that already done for us, that he found out that it is better for dining experience if I'm talking about food. If I improve the quality of food, so it will affect the food and it will have no changes in the menu prices at all, and nothing about the decoration of staff members. If I'm talking about staff members, no, staff members will have something different. It will have a high impact, +5 on service, and it will have a medium impact on adding staff members, so it will have 8. Atmosphere, I'm talking about the atmosphere, that means the quality of service and decoration, it will have 4. At the end of the day, this guy came to a decision that I need to concentrate on the staff members as option number 1 rather than going to the other options. Okay, and these are just examples of matrices and prioritization. These are, if you want to read, please go have a read, but we don't need to do this now. It's enough, I think. So the example that we have given, it's enough. It's very organized, يعني, and if you want to read about it more, please go ahead. Hello, so that's all for today. Do you have any questions? Hello, hello. And alhamdulillah, we always try to take examples that is something touching your life experience, just to make it very applicable, and you feel that I already helped you in some way, that you already had discussed your future career, but I did it in a very indirect way. It's a matrix diagram, but we also يعني عصفورين بحجر. We try to do more than one advantage at once. يعطيكم العافية يا جماعة. Thank you very much. Take care. All the best. And يعني الحمد لله رب العالمين. يعطيكم العافية. يعطيكم العافية. مع السلامة.
يعطيك العافية.
شكرا. And thank you all for your support for my few past days through your WhatsApp messages. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot. Without your friends, you're nothing, and without your brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, you're nothing. You always need people around you.
We can do.
Yes, it is. It's one of the least things you may mention, but it is for us one of. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's a very great support, emotional support that you cannot imagine how much it makes a difference in our feelings and life. It adds a lot. جزاكم الله خير. يعطيكم العافية. مع السلامة.